The chapel doors slammed open just as the pastor asked if anyone objected. All heads turned. Ethan Blake, 35, Boston's youngest tech CEO, stood frozen at the altar beside his bride-to-be, Vanessa Sterling. In the doorway stood Madison Clark, his ex-wife, elegant and composed, holding the hands of two identical twin boys. One of them whispered, "Mom, is that our dad?" The room went still. Vanessa's face turned pale. Victoria Blake, Ethan's mother, gasped. Ethan's lips parted in disbelief. Ethan had once believed he found forever. At 27, he married Madison, a soft-spoken schoolteacher from Cambridge who brought balance to his chaotic tech empire. She believed in love over legacy, compassion over control. But one person never accepted her, Victoria Blake, Ethan's controlling and status-obsessed mother. Elegant, manipulative, and obsessed with legacy, Victoria believed Madison wasn't built for wealth. Though cordial on the surface, she planted seeds of doubt in Ethan's mind, claiming Madison was too quiet, too simple, too unambitious. Madison noticed the tension, but ignored it. She believed love could weather any storm. She didn't know the storm was blood. Victoria's attack started small, canceling Madison's plans behind her back, scheduling business trips for Ethan on special days, even misplacing messages between them. Ethan's growing company meant he barely noticed. Madison, meanwhile, was preparing a surprise dinner. She had just confirmed her pregnancy. With twins. That afternoon, excited, she typed a heartfelt note on Ethan's laptop. "Tonight, I want to tell you something that will change our lives forever. I hope you'll be as happy as I am." She saved it in drafts, planning to read it aloud later. But Victoria saw the open laptop, smirked, and began rewriting destiny with her fingers. Victoria read Madison's email and quietly erased it. Then she replaced it with, "I'm ready. After what we've shared, Ethan will never suspect. I'll tell him tonight and finally set myself free." She sent it to Gregory Shaw, Ethan's business rival, and deleted all traces. Then she texted Gregory from Ethan's phone, "Check your email," she finally confessed. Gregory, shocked, replied, "Wow, you okay?" Ethan, confused, opened the thread. When he saw the message from Madison's account, his world shattered. Ethan returned home and found Madison lighting candles. "I have something to tell you," she smiled. "So do I," he snapped. "Gregory? That's who you've been sneaking around with." "What?" Madison's heart stopped. "What are you talking about?" "You're disgusting," Ethan spat, slamming the email open on the table. Madison read the fake message, her eyes wide. "I didn't write this." He didn't listen. "Get out of my house." "I'm pregnant with your twins," she finally cried. He froze, then turned away. The next day, legal papers arrived, divorce, without explanation. Ethan wouldn't talk. Victoria comforted him, pretending to mourn the marriage she just buried. "You deserve better," she whispered. Madison tried once to call, but he blocked her, devastated. She packed her things and vanished from Boston. She moved to Charleston, South Carolina, where she gave birth to two boys, Landon and Logan. She never told Ethan. She raised them alone, working quietly and building a life. She told the boys their father lived far away. Every birthday, she wondered if Ethan ever questioned the truth. He never did. 8 years passed. Madison focused on her nonprofit, pouring her pain into purpose. Then one afternoon, a white gold envelope arrived, an invitation from Victoria Blake. "You are cordially invited to the wedding of Ethan Blake and Vanessa Sterling." Madison almost tossed it, but then Logan entered, holding a school drawing. "My family." It showed only Madison. "Why don't I have a dad?" he asked. Her chest tightened. Maybe the time had come, not for revenge, but for truth. She booked flights. The boys deserved to see the man who chose silence over love. The chapel gleamed with gold chandeliers and celebrity guests. Victoria floated across the room, greeting guests like a queen. Ethan adjusted his cufflinks, heart steady. Vanessa, radiant in lace, smiled at the altar. Then doors creaked open. Heads turned. In stepped Madison, poised with her son beside her. Whispers exploded. "Is that Vanessa frowned. Victoria's face turned white. Ethan stared. One boy clutched Madison's hand. "Mom, is that our dad?" "Yes," she whispered. 8 years in silence ends in one sentence. Madison stepped forward. "I didn't come to ruin anything, but these boys deserve truth. Ethan, these are your sons." Gasps echoed. Vanessa turned to Ethan. What the hell is she talking about? Before Ethan could speak, Gregory Shaw stood from the crowd. "That email you showed me years ago. Something always felt off." He held up a folder. "I had my tech team trace the metadata. It came from your home IP, not Madison's school address." Ethan blinked. Only 2 people had access that day, Madison and my mother. Victoria's hands trembled. Victoria stood. "I did it for your future," she snapped. "She was going to trap you." Gregory raised his voice. "She was trying to tell you she was pregnant." Madison added, "I never cheated. I just wanted to share joy." Ethan dropped his head into his hands. "Mom, you destroyed everything." Victoria looked around. No one stood by her. Guests whispered. Investors turned cold. Vanessa's face twisted. "You believe that email without asking her?" "I thought." "You didn't think at all." Vanessa stepped down from the altar, eyes blazing. "I won't marry a man who chooses doubt over truth." She pulled off her veil, tossed it aside, and turned to the guests. "Enjoy your meal. I'm leaving." Gasps swept through the chapel. Ethan reached out. "Vanessa, wait!" She didn't. Her heels echoed through the silence. Victoria stood paralyzed. Madison held her son's hands tighter. "I didn't come to destroy," she whispered, "only to reveal." Ethan turned to her. "Madison, I'm sorry." She blinked slowly. "I needed you then. Not now." The chapel emptied. Flowers wilted under dropped champagne. Ethan sat on the altar steps, face pale, suit wrinkled, dreams shattered. He stared at his hands, the same ones that let go of his family. "How did I get it all so wrong?" he muttered. Madison stood near the doorway, boys beside her, watching quietly. "You never even asked me," she said. "Not once." Ethan rose. "I want to be part of their lives." Madison sighed. They deserved a father years ago. Today, they saw a man who chose silence. Victoria tried to follow Ethan out, but guests turned their backs. The crowd that once applauded her elegance now whispered a deceit. Her face, once regal, looked aged. She stood near the exit, clutching her pearls, eyes scanning for anyone who'd listen. No one did. Ethan had walked past her without a word. Madison, strong and silent, had left her humiliated. Victoria had orchestrated the fall of marriage and the collapse of the family. Now, she stood alone, a queen without a kingdom. Ethan drove to Madison's hotel that evening. He stood outside the door, hands trembling. "Please," he whispered when she opened it. "Let me know them. Let me know you again." Madison didn't speak. Landon peeked from behind her. "Are you really our dad?" Ethan knelt. "Yes, and I failed you." Logan emerged too, silent and wary. Madison knelt beside them. "They're not a second chance. They're everything I fought to protect." Ethan nodded. "Then let me fight now too." She closed the door gently. "We'll see." The next morning, Madison checked out of the hotel with her sons. No press, no drama, just peace. Ethan stood nearby, hoping. "You'll let me call?" he asked. "Eventually," she replied. Landon waved. Logan stayed quiet. Madison gave Ethan one last look. Strong, proud, calm. Don't blame fate. Blame the choices. She walked out into the sun, hand in hand with her sons. Ethan stood watching until they disappeared into the city. Alone but no longer confused. He now saw the full picture and the cost of blind trust. 2 weeks later, Ethan stood before a quiet playground in Charleston, watching from a distance. Madison had allowed short visits. Supervised at first. The boys were cautious, still unsure, but Landon smiled more each day. Ethan brought books, helped with homework, and listened. No grand gestures, no money thrown, just presence. Victoria tried calling, but he never picked up. For the first time, Ethan was learning to love not as a CEO, but as a father. He finally knew what mattered. Madison sat on the porch each evening, watching the boys play. Her heart was cautious, but her strength never wavered. She wasn't rushing to forgive, but she wasn't closing the door either. Ethan respected her boundaries. "I'm not asking to go back," he said once, "just forward." Madison nodded, then earned each step. Neighbors whispered about the story, but Madison ignored them. She wasn't living for their approval, only her son's stability. She'd walked through fire and come out whole. Now, her peace was priceless. In Boston, Victoria sat alone in her mansion. Her friends no longer visited. Her calls went unanswered. Magazines labeled her the wedding wrecker. She flipped through photos of Ethan's childhood, remembering the days before ambition hardened her heart. She tried writing a letter to apologize, but crumpled it. Her pride still held her hostage. The silence she once weaponized had turned on her. Outside, the garden she used to parade and lay overgrown. No more guests, no more control, just time and regret. One afternoon, Madison handed the boys 2 envelopes. Inside were small photos, Ethan holding their hands. "You can keep these in your room now," she smiled. Landon jumped with joy. Logan gave a quiet nod. That evening, Ethan arrived for dinner. No tension, just warmth. Madison served stew, and the twins told stories about school. Laughter filled the room slowly but surely. Madison caught Ethan's gaze. No words, just understanding. As Ethan kissed the boys goodnight, Madison walked him to the door. "Thank you," he whispered. She paused. "Don't thank me. Just stay consistent." He nodded. "I will." He stepped out into the evening air. The stars blinked overhead. Inside, Madison leaned against the door, heart steady. She hadn't regained a lover. She'd rebuilt a boundary. A better future now stood ahead, for her, her sons, and perhaps one day, Ethan. But for now, peace was enough.